For over 2 decades, we focused on one philosophy, the 10 life values, a system that helps us examine our lives, our vision, our leadership. Our products and our services are exclusively for men, all men. The ones who teach and mentor our kids, maintain our livestock and grow our food, make and repair our products, saves us from catastrophe, and protect our nation. The 10 life values are woven into every product and service we create. Because at the end of the day, our vision is to see all men from every community equipped with the appropriate processes and the necessary tools to be excellent fathers and the best version of themselves they can be.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, how is everybody? It's hump day. We almost done. Wait, uh-oh. Uh-oh. 1 second. Okay. Had to take care of it. Well, I couldn't do a whole show with lipstick on my teeth. Can't do a whole show like that. Especially if I see it. Especially if I see it. Thank you, Frederick. So y'all don't need a ninja for anything. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
See? But they coming out of the woodwork. Thank you, Matrix, at one time for the what you gonna do when Hulkamania run wild. You know what? And I just said it because when I said what you gonna do, and y'all, it's sometimes you know the rest. You know the rest. What you gonna do, brother? Y'all know he used to get up there and get a monologue. What you gonna do, brother? Thank y'all for kicking off the contributions. Thank you so much for all of you who have already liked the show. We got a doozy for you today. And you know, I have not come back to the winter is coming in a long time, except for this morning and now. But there are a lot of things that go into winter is coming. Zaddy is about to make black women the new black men, like they wanted them to be. Like they wanted them to be. It reminds me of when the colonizers pulled out of Rwanda in, what was it, the early 90s, 1990? And they had set the Tutsi and the Hutu against one another for so long. And then they left. And it broke down into one of the worst genocides in recent history, in modern history. But because winter is here, it's not coming. Because winter is here, Black women are coming out more and more in droves, telling everybody about how cold it is. When it's cold outside, who are you holding? It's cold outside. So many YouTube channels are about Black women living in their cars, living in their vans. It's not about just wanting to have an alternative kind of lifestyle. It's about, that's the only place I got to be in. They got to tell the world about what kind of unfulfillment they have. Thank you, Coach Ali says so cold in the D. Mm-hmm. They coming out and they letting you know what the real issue is with them. Their experience beyond the wall. The experience, see what's really, I'm going to get to that. But they're talking about their experience beyond the wall. The experience after taking on this feminist masculine value system and ideology. What happens to them? I got something to share with you guys because this is coming from somewhere. I'm going to read them all together, and then we're going to break down point for point. Let me go ahead, and I'm going to share my screen. This is a woman. Now, I got this off. This was sent to me from Instagram. And this lady, Kira J., made a series of posts. And the series of posts are her expressing what she's been going through. This is her expressing what she's been going through, right? So I'm going to read them all the way through, and then we're going to go point to point. So she says, full transparency, I've been alone for a long time now, but this is the first time in a long time that I've been lonely. I want y'all to listen very carefully. She said, full transparency, I've been alone for a long time now, but this is the first time in a long time that I've been lonely. Most of my friends are married or in relationships, so I'm always third wheeling, being out with a couple now, or just being by myself. And making more friends doesn't help. I have no shortage of platonic, intimate bonds, but that's not the type of intimacy my heart is craving. Society keeps telling women to love themselves as if self-love will ever replace the desire for romantic love. And they also tell us to be strong, and we don't need no man to define us, as if admitting you want to be loved makes you weaker than pretending you don't care. I feel vulnerable enough to share this because I know there's a lot of men, and women got to throw the men in there, but men aren't making these kinds of posts. Anyway, lots of men and women that can relate Loneliness is a very real emotion, and don't let anyone make you feel desperate for admitting you feel it. This season of loneliness is self-inflicted. I haven't been held by a man. Listen to what she's telling y'all. I haven't been held by a man in a really long time. I haven't dated or slept with anyone in a long time. I went through a lot in the past, and I finally gave myself permission to heal. In this healing, I have to separate logic from emotion. Logically, I need to continue on the path I'm on because the men I've chosen weren't good for me. So until I do better by myself, I have to stay by myself. That's the logic. Emotions say, this doesn't feel good. Why can't you go back to the last guy or call someone to give you attention? Your emotions don't always have your best interest because they don't want you to feel pain. But sometimes you have to be sad for your long-term happiness goal. My long-term goal is marriage and more children. So she's a single mom. Partnership and stability, protection and support. So I have had to consciously choose to put my long-term goals over my temporary satisfaction. So yeah, I'm lonely at the moment, but I'm not going to let that loneliness send me back to men I've prayed my way from. To everyone reading this, keep doing the work. It's all gonna work out for you. So we're gonna go back to the beginning because this was actually rather deep. This was actually rather deep, what she's saying. See, you could go into, oh, well, don't nobody feel sorry and blah, 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 blah. She get what she do. And while that may be so, I don't particularly feel bad for her because her decisions, her life decisions got her to this place. However, what I really want to talk about is why she got to that place. Why did she make the decisions that led her to this place? What's behind all of them decisions? Because what she's expressing right now is lack of fulfillment of a woman. That is what she, see, this is what's behind the wall. This is what Kevin Samuels was trying to say to everybody. This is what was behind the wall. This is what's beyond it. This is what feminism did not tell you. This is what Zaddy did not tell you. This is the part that this is the other shoe that's dropping. This is that other shoe. See, you was looking around thinking it wasn't no second shoe, but it is a shoe. And it is dropping on the heads of black women. Y'all are feeling the brunt of the end result of this feminism and basically this white supremacy. Thank you, Professor. So I remember warning black women a few years back about using Kira's posts as gospel, promoting this black girl magic BS. Now I wonder if they're still worshiping this type of foolish rhetoric. A cautionary tale that young black women should learn from. Exactly. Thank you so much, Professor. And thank you, Too Tall. See, this is what we're talking about. The first slide, she talks about being alone for some time and the first time that she's been lonely. I'm going to break that down. I'm going to tell you why this is the first time she's feeling that loneliness. Thank you, Jonathan. And thank you, Miss Lou Casely. I'm going to tell you why she's feeling that loneliness. Because, see, when all of your thought girl, city girl friends actually go get a man, And you the only one out the city girl crew that's still trying to be a city girl. It get lonely when it's cold outside. Who are you holding? When you're lonely, when you're hungry, when you're lonely. When you're the only one still left, when everybody was partying, you wasn't lonely because you wasn't alone. Everybody was in the foolishness with you. Then the party thinned out, and you was like, nah, well, they went on home because they can't hang. And then you study partying. Then you look around, ain't but about 10 of you. Well, we gonna turn up, y'all. It ain't but 10 of us, the rest of them lame. We gonna turn up, yeah, we gonna go ahead, go there. And then you look around, ain't but about 5 of you. Oh, well, you know, girl, we can go ahead, turn this up, girl. Let's go ahead, have a little nightcap, girl. We gonna, you know, and then you look around, and it's just you. You're the only one left on the dance floor. Music done stop. Skirt. Music done stop. And you look around. Where everybody go? Go, go, go. Keisha. Sha. Where y'all at? Hey. Anybody here? See? Now you're lonely because the club is empty. The club is empty. Ain't nobody dancing with you. Ain't nobody there to hype you up. Ain't nobody there so y'all can pump each other with the foolishness. Girl, we don't need no man, girl. This is what I tell you. What did I tell you? That loneliness is the first stage of the manifestation of lack of fulfillment. That's stage 1. Before we get to depression, before we get to all of these other deeply seated things, it starts that lack of fulfillment comes up as loneliness. See, now she got to be alone with her thoughts. Now she got to be alone with who she is. Not feeling it. It's not funny. Gotta sit there and think, don't you? Ain't nobody to just call, is it? Ain't no man to just come over and distract you with Netflix and chill. Distract you by giving you attention. Social media not good enough now. It don't distract you now. It just reminds you of what you don't have. It reminds you of what you not are with the person that you're not. Because you look down your timeline at the person that you have tried to portray yourself to be in the world, and it ain't true. Just like Taraji said, when the lights go off, when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call. Don't play. Thank you again, Miss Lucchese said, now those are the ones going to their married friends' homes trying to cause problems in the fringe marriage. Right. Thank you, Hasheen said, you doing B. Womack justice. You are a comedian. I had to pull this fuel truck over in the shot. Thank you so much. Y'all sitting somewhere staring at the wall. Literally and figuratively. Not liking who you are, not liking the decisions that you've made, not liking where it has ended you up, not liking the outcome, and not liking the forecast. You don't like the diagnosis or the prognosis. But could nobody tell you that when you was 22, when they told you, stop it, stop doing that? Moving on to the next thing. The next thing she said is that her friends are married or in relationships, so she third wheeling. So that make you feel even more lonely because your friends, they figure something out and went and got them a man. And see, the more bitter ones will be mad at her girlfriend for going find a man and going find some business. They like to try to act like you doing something wrong when you find a man, and I ain't got time to be partying with you and on the phone parlaying with you through 2, 3, 4 hours in the wee hours of the morning. First of all, I'm busy at 2 a.m. Wink, wink. I'm busy, okay? And I'm busy all day. I'm doing what my husband want me to do and all this other kind of stuff. I got time to talk to you a little bit. It ain't like I cut you off. It ain't like you ain't my friend or nothing like that. But all that time I had to lamp and chill and girl, yeah. And I ain't got time for that no more. That ain't me acting funny. That's me acting like I'm in a relationship. I ain't acting funny with you. Ever since you got a man, you be acting funny. No, ever since I got a man, I act like I got a man. Getting more friends doesn't help. She has no shortage of platonic, intimate bonds. She got dudes that'll come through. Crimson, I'm translating that into Crimsonese. Listen, I got dudes that I can call. That ain't the problem. I have men that I can call. They'll come give me attention. They will come and give me attention. They'll give me D. They'll talk to me for a little while. But it ain't enough. Because what did she say about that? She said, making more friends doesn't help. I have no shortage of platonic, intimate bonds. But that's not the type of intimacy my heart is craving, because biology is undefeated. Biology is undefeated. It's not just the wall that's undefeated. It's biology that's undefeated. We are women. We want one man. That feminism taught you that thought culture was something that you were supposed to do. And how many generations of black women have been ruined off the back of that? Black women were told that she didn't need nothing but her friends. And then she didn't need nothing internal. What did I tell you about living single? We are living single. Yeah, in a 90s kind of world, I'm glad I got my girls. Thank you, D. Said, what you talking about, Crimson Cure? I had a 14 guy train done last week, so there. Thank you so much, D. Thank you so much. Thank you, Timothy. Said, black women who once looked at me in disgust are now smiling when they see me. The nice girl front is in full effect due to the chill of the times. I see a lot of black men with Asian women in my area of LA. Okay. Thank you, ETC Ready. Said, tell them it's honestly too late. I'm a good man enjoying my peace, quiet, and freedom from the unnecessary noise the modern women bring. Creme de la creme, Cure fan forever. Thank you so much. My homegirl standing to my left and my right, True Blue. We tight like glue. In the 90s, they told you that. told you that's all you needed. A bunch of girlfriends, some men to come through air once and again, give you a little piece of dollar, give you a little piece of sex, talk to you a little bit, give you a little attention, and then that's it. Feminism told black women that you could achieve fulfillment through external sources, which is essentially masculine. Masculinity, men see the world and view the world externally. Everything he get is external. The only thing internal that he get is supposed to come from you, and that's the femininity. Thank you again, D said Crimson. Seriously, I'm seeing a ton of black men, Asian women relationships. Yeah, I can see it. Everything men do is external. The things that he gets out of life come from other places. Whether he generated himself, whether he put together the situation where he could get it, or it come to him, or he acquire it some type of way. When a man give himself the 4 P's, that's external. The first 4 P's a man give is what he gives to him. Thank you, Take Heed said black women don't understand. We are the helpmate and we are designed to be a wife, not a baby mama. Exactly. It's not fulfilling. Then y'all went to that. Thank you, Take Heed. Then y'all went to that. Well, I'll be a mother instead of a wife, looking for the fulfillment. How you gonna get the fulfillment of motherhood without the help? Without the other 4 P's? Without a man to do this? Zaddy told black women that they could get that externally. You can't. It's masculine. Women are internal. Our whole vision and perspective of the world come from our internal personal point of view. This is why women love differently than men, because we have to love from the inside out. Men love from the outside in. Thank you to Renzo said man and woman were supposed to walk through the valley of the shadow of death to both become the light, not become the darkness that consumes hyenas and dingoes that make them become each other like you broke down yesterday, Psalm 23. Thank you so much. Thank you to Renzo. And that's Thank you, APB said, thanks for exposing that Living Single song breakdown. I didn't peep it was feminism based. The whole show was feminism based. I'm going to do a show on the indoctrination of them shows. The 2 ones that hit me the hardest was Living Single and Girlfriends. Men live their lives externally. It brings them fulfillment. When men live their lives externally, it brings them fulfillment. They go out to do things. They give of themselves. They give themselves 4 P's, and then they give family 4 P's, and then they'll give community 4 P's, and then they'll give random people 4 P's. They'll give 4 P's in a random situation. That is their fulfillment as men, because it speaks to their masculinity. It supports what is biologically true to them. That is why there are more men fulfilled than women. Women just don't have the guts to self-delete. If women had the guts to self-delete, it wouldn't hardly be a whole lot of women left. Because the only reason the rate is higher for men self-deleting is because men get to that point, they problem solvers. And unfortunately, that is a hard way to solve a problem, but men become very practical about it. And they don't do all this long drawn out stuff. Once they get to that point, if they unfortunately get to that point, then they just do it. They just do it. It's just done. They get to their limit where they can't fight it no more, and then they just do it. They don't even announce it, they'll tell nobody. Women's survival instinct work differently. than men's do. I'm sorry. Women's survival instinct work a little bit differently than men's do. We don't be having the guts to do it. But I'm going to go on this break. And after these messages, we'll be right back.
Thank you for joining the A-Game Zoom meeting. Juan, start us off with your financial projections.
Oh, golly, Wally, what is that?
Wait, does he even know he's live?
Why are his pants so tight? Oh, you just got the... Is he pop locking?
He does have moves. Go on.
Or the breakdance?
Ooh, I hope he doesn't split his tight pants.
Oh, go on. Go, eat the birthday. Go on, eat the birthday.
You better clap yourself like you work. In there dancing around like you crazy.
Okay, that was pretty good. Now that Juan has given us his unauthorized dance routine, does anyone else have a dance routine they want to do? Okay, well, let's get back to showing the world why A-Game is the #1 herbal solution in the world. However, I kind of want to know why his pants were so tight too, but let's get back to being on our A-Game.
We are back. We are back, everybody. Thank you, Frederick. Thank you, the dancer. Twitch committed self-deletion at 40 years old. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Men just work differently than women. But if you want to work better, even better, then you got to get on your A game, your A game, your A game. Your A game. You got to get on your A game, right? Because A game is the #1 herbal solution for men, right? With 21 wonderful herbs, no artificial ingredients, no inactive ingredients, and nothing of the sort to make you crash or to make you feel any kind of way other than wonderful. This is what you need to have in your arsenal for your health, and you probably won't need nothing else but A game. It works that well because it supports a man's vitality, his energy, his strength, and his libido, and basically his overall health by increasing the blood flow in his body. So for all of you guys out there working hard, you're tending to your vision each day, you're moving towards your goals each day, and you might need a boost in your energy, you might need a boost in your strength, or even your mental clarity, then A game is the thing for you. So if you want to become part of the A game family, and I know that you do, all you got to do is hit the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com. Please don't forget your 10% discount using the code Kendra10, and you can have A game delivered to you ASAP, okay? Thank you so much, Frederick. Thank you, Stardust, that Brother Tia-san did a broadcast speaking about women attempting deletions more, though men actually complete them more. Yeah, because women don't have a tendency, and this is just my armchair diagnosis. 1 minute. When I be going off camera, I actually probably need a drink of water, but please excuse me. Because women have a tendency not to be as direct with the method. Like, we'll do stuff that may or may not work necessarily. Men will take the Glock to the head and be done. Men don't play with it. They take a Glock to the head and it's over. They don't play games with it. And it's very unfortunate, actually. Thank you, Theo. Thank you so much, Theo Johnson, for that generous contribution. And thank you, True Father Sankophus at Peace Sister True Forum Grassroots. You bringing it. Looking forward to getting a book. Wholesale, keep on keeping on. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. It's an unfortunate topic, self-deletion, right? Because if you've been even in a space where that was an option for you, that is a very dark space. I've been in that space. I attempted it 3 times. So I am like sort of the poster child for what we're talking about in terms of that. But also, before we keep going, bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to because we got 421 people who have wonderfully hit the like button. But let's see if we could get the next 600 people or so to hit the like button for us, so we can snake our way onto the algorithm. We got some stuff lined up for you too. After this book drops, I'm gonna take y'all on a whirlwind, because we're gonna get 100,000 subscribers or more. We're gonna go past that number. I'm gonna take y'all on a whirlwind. Y'all don't know. Okay. So here's what I was talking about. Achieving fulfillment through external sources. That is masculine. Women experience life internally. Okay? Women experience life internally. We are the vessel that actually needs to be filled. Okay? And too long, Black women have been told that it isn't our nature to be the vessel that need to be filled, or that we need to shun that part of us in an attempt to be like men. And this is actually the doom that awaits us, what this woman is talking about, and worse. Then the other thing that she said, we're going to get to that. She said, society keeps telling women to love themselves as if self-love will ever replace the desire for romantic love. And they also tell us to be strong and we don't need no man to define us, as if admitting you want to be loved makes you weaker than pretending you don't. That was actually a word that she spoke. That was actually a word. Because Black women,
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
That's what Black women have been.
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
And if you tell them that doing that causes you
emotional damage,
they go back to,
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
But when you're a woman and you can't get fulfilled, you're causing yourself
emotional damage.
Society did tell it to you. Thank you, Phillips, that makes you a pick-me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Philip. Yeah, it makes you a pick-me. And don't worry, you guys. When I said I attempted it 3 times, I was like 13 the last time I attempted that. So I done battled that demon already. But the only reason I say that is because to relate to the fact that I actually understand that space. I understand being in that headspace and that heart space where you think, yep, I'm gonna check on up out of here. But I haven't done that in my adult life. So society did tell you that. What is society? Society is feminism. Society is white supremacy. This is why I wrote my book. I wrote my book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine, to combat this very thing in black women. Too long have we been suffering under this stupid mindset, and we've been acting on it, and we've ran the men away. The men are not interested. They're not interested in coming back to you. They're not interested in saving you. They're not interested in loving you. They're not interested in doing none of that stuff with you. She said something else that was interesting. She said that society tells black women that men don't or they shouldn't define a woman. Men define women. Men define women. And in many cases, they determine a woman's value by determining and ascertaining what kind of woman is for what. So men not only define you as a woman, he assigns value to you. I'm only wife material because the vast majority of men think I'm wife material. If the vast majority of men thought I was thought material, I'd be thought material. The vast majority of men think Amber Rose is material. They don't believe that she's wife material. Men set the value of women. And I know your little feminist hearts don't like listening to that. Your little ears are offended. But men set the value of women. I was only a good wife to my first husband because he said I was a good wife. He had to experience me. I couldn't tell him I was a good wife. I had to show it to him. And then he had to feel it. Thank you, Stephen. Men define women. They define you. And women know that. Even the thoughts, your hardest hyena knows that men define women. Because women, I'm going to tell you how, I'm going to give you an example. Women are judged on what kind of man she can pull. Women are judged on what kind of man she can pull. Because if she constantly pull these low quality, low bottom of the barrel men, that don't reflect well on her. So she would never brag about these low quality men that she dealing with. She will only brag or only boast or only feel validated if the man is of a certain caliber. Every hyena and every man know that. Excuse me. This is why high-level thoughts like Brittany Renner, like the Amber Roses, like all these other chicks, you name them. That is why they think they special, or they think that it's validation that that certain kind of man want to sleep with them, because that is a part of pulling a man. That's a form of attracting a man, or a certain kind of man, attracting the kind of man they want. That's a certain level of that. It's a basic level of it, but it's a level of it. And this is also part of that settle mentality. This is why women like that, I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to change my standards. What she's talking about is, I know what kind of man I can sexually attract. I used to have, or I think I still have, the ability to sexually attract the kind of man that I would want to be paraded around with. The hard pill, the thing that they don't want to settle with, is the fact that that diminishes the kind of man that's actually attracted to them, even for sex. That actually goes away. Pretty much the definition of the wall. So men define women. And women know that. It ain't no woman bragging on the dusty that sits on her couch and is the Madden King. Ain't no chick bragging on him. Ain't no chick bragging on no man that don't got no job. Ain't no chick bragging on no man that ain't got no prospects. Ain't no chick bragging on no man that ain't got no money. Ain't no chick bragging on no man that don't got no vision. She ain't bragging on him if he ain't got nothing going for himself. That is not a feather in her cap. It's actually the opposite. It make her look stupid. Because if you were so much better, or if you were who you thought you were, why you can only attract him? My sister be watching Love After Lockup, Miss Stephanie, so I be catching certain things. Like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man that done got that man out of prison, and she be spending all that money, and she about 992 pounds with all that makeup on her face, with them pits in her face, with all them blemishes and bumps in her face, and she done put on a pile of foundation. She don't realize that in order to keep your foundation from pitting like that, you got to put primer on your face. In order to stop your makeup from going into all of your pores like that, you need primer. That's why they make it. Just like priming is, you prime a wall to paint it. You about to paint your face with foundation, you got to prime your skin. Why is this woman saying these things? Because I'm going to have to wrap it up. This may or may not be a part 2. I might just end it off in a video. Because the feeling that she has is too much to handle alone. So social media is got to be the outlet. Because remember that social media is their husband, social media their friend, social media is their therapist and their confidant, and it is the place that they have been coming to get fulfillment that they can't get. This is the reality. There is no fulfillment after the wall. You're not fulfilled on your way to it. And you're not fulfilled when you hit it 1,000 miles per hour. You're not fulfilled when you hit the wall going 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's not fulfillment. That is not the sound of fulfillment. That is the sound.
Emotional damage.
That's the sound of emotional damage. That is not the sound of fulfillment. This don't sound like fulfillment to me. Instead, instead of thinking that men, let me talk to y'all for a minute. Because black women are hard-headed. And like my grandmama used to say, a hard head make a soft behind. You were hard-headed because you thought that when the men came together in the manosphere, it was about making fun of you. And it was about talking about you. The men were angry because they had a right to be angry. But men do not remain in them emotions like that. They started examining a problem so that they could solve a problem. You, black women, took black male 4Ps as they were attempting to problem solve. Not only for themselves, but eventually for you. And you took that as if the men were making fun of you. You took offense to it. You went out of your way to be offended. The truth of the matter is the men have been lovingly correcting you and also warning you. This is what happens. You thought it was all about trying to control you. And they're like, no, this is what happens. Black women have spent so long out from under the cover of black men that they never recognize black male covering. White supremacy has played this game with black women to down black men's masculinity, to down his provision, to down his problem solving, to down his protection, to down his procreation, to make light of it or to dismiss it or to ignore it. Ignore all of that. White men told y'all to do that. White men, the white society, the lost value system, whatever name you want to put to it. It got in your head and you left it there. Black men don't do this. Black men don't protect. Black men don't provide. You got whole channels dedicated to telling black women about what black men won't do and can't do and not equipped to do. But all along, you knew the truth. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to tell y'all how they knew the truth and how they showed you that they knew the truth. See, I don't feel particularly sorry for you. I really don't. Why do you think Kevin Samuels was so popular? Why do you really think he was so popular? And why do you think he was so polarizing? See, you don't get to 1 million subscribers for nothing. And you don't get the conversation going because it's false. Kevin Samuels was so polarizing and so popular because women were already living the life. They were already living the realities of what this lady is talking about and just pretending that they were not. That's why they kept calling. That's why they kept calling. They get on the phone, lie, and start capping. Why? Because in reality, they were living lonely. In reality, the friends didn't help. In reality, social media wasn't a good enough outlet. In reality, getting piped down from this one and that one and all over the place wasn't fulfilling. In reality, getting your dollars from here, there, everywhere, not fulfilling. In reality, they lay in bed and cry. In reality, the men that they want don't want them. In reality, the men that come through won't even talk to them outside of that. That's the reality. They were living it, and he was saying it. And they were drawn like moths to a flame. Don't let the gynocrat fool you. You can't keep falling for what they say out their mouth. Because if what he said wasn't true, it wouldn't have gained no traction and women wouldn't have been mad. So don't let it fool you. What they got on and said that they was doing this. You believe that? Tell me, do you believe that? You believe what they say? Thank you, France. Said the qualities and the roles of being a wife is the most important for men. Self-destructing in thought culture, feminism was never their fight. Exactly. Thank you, Charles. Said just a little something for the collection plate. I thank all of you for your contributions today. I really do. It gained traction because the women understood exactly what he was saying because they were living it. They were living in the desolation beyond the wall. Just a desert land in the hinterlands. You understand? That's why they got mad. When it's coming, what that mean? You know what it mean. You living it already. You already robbing Peter to pay Paul and don't know where to get Thomas's money from. You already mad because the guy that you want is the guy that's coming to slide through, but he will not. He refuses to give you more energy than what it take to clap your cheeks. He won't even talk to you. You want to talk to him so bad because you see what kind of guy he is. He cool and this and that. You want to talk to him. He will not even do it. This is why they angry with passport bros. They not mad at the men themselves. They just talking about them. They're scared. Thank you, Desi. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. So I'm sorry, this is off topic, but could you please do a tutorial on how to wrap your head like that? Sometimes full hijab is very hot. Keep up the good work. Oh, yeah, I can do that. I'll probably put something like that on Patreon or something. Or I don't know. I'll put it somewhere. But thank you, sweetheart. Black women are scared. They scared. The woman that wrote that, she's scared. When he said, die alone, go get a dog and die alone. You know how that resonated with so many of them women? You know how that resonated? I just wanted to, excuse me, everybody. I just wanted to talk about that because we're going to have to talk about some more stuff about winter coming. I might, it's deep. It's deeper than you think. But anyway, oh, thank you so much, Nehemia. So I love that imperfection on you. What imperfection? What you talking about? I mean, I know I got a lot of them, but which one you talking about? Thank you so much, though. But what I want to do is I want to remind you all that you can go into the head wrap. Oh, okay. I want you to go into the description box, or you can go, the link should be in the chat, to crimsoncure.com and go ahead and pick up your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine. We should be actually, I'm so sorry, getting revisions completed probably ahead of schedule. So if they're ahead of schedule and I get them, then I should be able to produce considering everything goes the way that I need it to go, I could be looking at a proof next week, probably as early as the middle of next week. Go over that proof, and then we're going to, if everything is fine with the proof, because I have to see what kind of product the customers are going to get. Once I approve that, then I'll be able to set a shipping date specifically. So we are getting through this. It's been a long haul, but I am definitely excited. I'm so excited to be able to give you all updates on the progress of the book. And please forgive me because this is my first time. So I've made a few missteps that actually has delayed this process. So I'm asking forgiveness for that as well. Thank you, Professor. It's a time to buy stock in antidepressants, probably. And so therefore, I'm really happy I'll be able to show you a different proof soon, the revised version. And then along with that, I'm going to go ahead and also update the Kindle app version of it as well. So for those of you who prefer digital version rather than hard copy, you'll be able to get that as well. So with that being said, I want to thank everyone for coming through for their very generous contributions. I really, really appreciate. I'm going to try to go back and start trying to recognize everybody that sends me stuff through Cash App. Would you all like for me to do that? Because I don't like to say names because I don't like to, like almost dox people or whatever. But somebody just sent me $10, TWS. So thank you for that through Cash App. And thank you for somebody that just sent me 20 RC. Thank you for that as well. So I definitely appreciate. So what I'm going to try to go ahead and do is make sure that I recognize everybody that comes through Cash App, because I know that some people prefer Cash App over the Super Chat just because YouTube takes basically 33% of all of the Super Chats. So in any case, that's neither here nor there. I also want to thank my executive team who's like busting their butts to get this book revision done, and I am so thankful for them. I'm so thankful to them for all of their tireless efforts. I really could not have brought this to fruition without them and without all that they do. So I'm definitely super appreciative of all of this. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.